Big Earl here with Veteran Trash Talk and Gruntworks, and super excited to bring you part 2 of our 3-part series of how to invest your money if you've got money. Now, we're bringing Army veteran Ken back on, and he's going to tell you what to do with your money by going through a scenario with a CPA and myself of what kind of questions you're going to answer and how the system looks. Now, Facebook has a lot of scams, all right, but if you follow Veteran Trash Talk, you know that we're not a scam, and information is power. All you have to do doesn't cost you anything. Scan that QR code right there. I think it's right there. It's something like that. Yeah, that'll take you to Veteran Trash Talk. Go to the events and say interested in going, all right, to part 2 of Army veteran Ken and financial security. We'll see you then.
Hey, what's up, Trash Talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
Here is a firm believer in all men are created equal, but not all men live equal. That is why there's a certain select number of people in the DoD who decided to jump out of airplanes. And yes, we are better than you. 100%. Now, don't be the first triggered pansy to say, well, airborne's not relevant. You haven't jumped since World War II. Well, that's not accurate, for one. And two, it's like having a jalopy or a 68 Mustang. Well, a 68 Mustang's no longer relevant. Doesn't matter. It's still a better car than yours. So take it easy this National Airborne Day and just accept that we are better than you.
So 2 things for today's Honesty Cap. First thing, how do all my boys from the 101st feel knowing that the Army decided that instead of actually making you airborne, they would just create a whole new division that's airborne because you just aren't cutting it? It sucks. Thing number 2, for all the folks who were like, oh, airborne is irrelevant, doesn't even matter. They're making a whole new division of just airborne people because they're relevant. Think about that. How's that feel? Does it hurt a little bit? I hope it hurts a little bit.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What is up, Gruntworks Nation? Welcome to episode 1 of season Who the Fuck Knows of the Trash Talk Hour.
Whatever the fuck we're
guest
doing.
Today is Chris with Hero to Hero and Ryan with 10th Mountain Whiskey. And joining me today
left.
are Buddy and Nick. Where did Ryan go?
Where did Ryan go?
Ryan, get your drunk ass back on here.
Yeah.
We're just having all kinds of difficulties today, huh?
Whiskey.
I mean, we're trying to promote your company, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's not like you haven't given us free booze for 4 years, but I mean,
He hasn't given us free booze for 4 years.
Giving Nicholas
He's given
Control
Nick
free booze.
for 4
yeah,
years.
it pays to be in charge. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right. I will use my rank
To obtain pleasure, profit.
to attain pleasure, profit.
Pleasure, profit,
Pleasure, shut up.
booze.
Yeah.
We're just contributing to Nick's booze problem. That's all we're doing with that, you know.
Yeah. Let me text Ryan. Be like, dude, sign back on.
How's everybody doing? Buddy, congratulations. We got to announce that you are officially off the market now. You just had your wedding in France. Yeah. How was that, man?
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Good. Good.
We had like a week and got married, did the deed, had some sweet World War II Jeeps drive us around for a little bit. That was awesome. And then
did they sign those out? Did they pay for those, or we leave them there like Afghanistan?
Oh, they left them there. There were two of them at the that came and picked us up from the civil ceremony. One of them was delivered to France on June 7th, 1944 at Normandy. And then the other one spent its career in North Africa driving around.
Chasing the desert fox, chasing the Rommel.
Chasing Rommel around.
Getting them out of here.
Both of them. It's pretty cool. At one point, I looked over, and they had these dudes dressed up like 508th paratroopers.
That's badass.
Older guys, but one was drinking a beer and then eating something that we had given them to eat or whatever. Ooh. And I was like, that is probably 100% what it looked like in World War II. They just pull up in a Jeep and they're like, give me some fucking bread and a beer, god damn it. And we were all joking about some dude, there's probably some French dude with dementia that looked out the window and was like, how long was I asleep? They're back? The hell? So no, it was good.
And then you went to Greece for your honeymoon, right?
Yeah. Well, that's for our mini honeymoon, yeah.
Nice.
We went to Greece. For 4 days, 4 or 5 days.
I already got triggered in a chat thread. Already happened. All right, we got Julian, we got Julian King. He's saying he's watching from Roscoe, Illinois. All right, you see that hat? It says Wisconsin. Okay, fuck everything from Illinois. All right, we don't like you. We love you on the show.
From Illinois,
but I want everybody right now to just write this down, and then after the show, put it in their phone. It's called HeyJackass.com. All right. It tracks every shooting in Chicago. It's fucking brilliant, right? It's got a jackassery meter for the fucking week and month. It's I think they're up to 750 already this year. So it's
oh my god,
pretty solid.
Yeah, daily.
But anyways, Julian, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in, man. It feels good to be back.
Wisconsin hate everybody. They hate everybody.
No, we like Minnesota people. We like Michigan people. We like them. We do.
Minnesota,
well, again, the problem is if you want to drive anywhere out of Wisconsin, you got to go through Illinois, which is a flat, ugly state, and they charge tolls. It's I don't even want to be in this state, and you're charging me tolls. At least in Denver, they charge you tolls, but you got the Rockies, right? Okay, see that. And John Denver was full of shit.
That depends, because I literally, when I landed in Denver the first time, I was on the wrong side of the airplane. I looked out and I was like, these Rocky Mountains are flat as shit. I don't understand.
Yeah, they are a lot. Well, that's because you were landing in the Illuminati airport, right?
Yeah, I was probably.
Oh yeah, the Denver airport.
Denver airport, baby. Yeah. They got a guy with an MP5 there guarding the door. Why?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Masonic symbols everywhere. Ask Dave; he'll tell you.
Yeah, we all know about it. We talked about it. Speaking of conspiracies, Speaking of conspiracies.
Fell right into it.
Yeah, let's go right into it. And took me some time to find something, but I did stumble across this one last night. I watched it on the Joe Rogan. I know, but I was busy. I was doing other things, I saw this on a Joe Rogan podcast, and then I did some Googling. All right, looked up the good old Google.
Use the Googleizer.
Yeah, in the 1980s, there's a document floating around the CIA. There were 25 Russians that were observing this spaceship in the following over a Russian base while they were training, and supposedly they shot it down. Okay?
Am I the only one that can't understand what he's saying?
Is that me or is Dave?
Dave. It's definitely Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
What?
Dave, your computer has COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, does it really?
Get closer to your mic.
Get closer to your mic, Dave. What are you, stupid or something?
Yeah.
What are you
Shut the fuck up,
nerd. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, buddy.
No. Wow. Very aggressive.
This conspiracy is so good that they're trying to hide it already.
You got me now. You got me now.
Real big tough guy from 10 states away. I'm just.
You got me now.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I need to start over? Okay, so
Yeah,
long story
'cause
short-
nobody could
yeah.
understand what the shit you
All
were
right,
saying.
so long story short, I found this on the Joe Rogan podcast. And back in the 1980s, supposedly in Russia, this military installation, there were 25 soldiers training, all right? And they saw this UAP in the sky, and then they ended up shooting it down, all right? The UAP crashed. 5 aliens came out, did some crazy shit, warped into some form, flew off, and turned 23 Russian soldiers into stone. Now, I saw this on the Joe Rogan podcast. Chris is going to play the video. He speaks about it briefly. And then there's this document floating around, supposedly from the CIA, that states all this. So Chris, play the video.
These guys shot at a UFO and it turned them into stone. According to the KGB materials, a quite low-flying spaceship in the shape of a saucer appeared above a military unit that was conducting routine training maneuvers. For unknown reasons, somebody unexpectedly launched a surface-to-air missile and hit the UFO. It fell to Earth not far away, and 5 short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes emerged from it. It is stated in the testimonies by the 2 soldiers who remained alive that after freeing themselves from the debris, the aliens came close together and then merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape. That object began to buzz and hiss sharply and then became brilliant white. In a few seconds, the spheres grew much bigger and exploded by flaring up with an extremely bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomenon turned into stone poles.
All right, so I don't believe in this one, okay? I do believe that, some Russian soldiers observed a UFO. They maybe shot at it or whatever, or it was just like a training accident. Russians fucked up and now they want to claim it was a UFO. I haven't heard of people turning to stone. I am a big UAP, UFO, alien believer, but I do not buy this story that happened. I'd say a training accident, and then maybe they wanted to blame it on something else. That's my take. Chris, you are first in the shoot. What is your take? Did this happen or did it not happen?
This Chris or the other Chris?
You Chris. The other Chris.
Yes.
We don't allow.
He's in the background. We don't allow him on the show.
I'm front facing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to believe these days. I mean, every time you turn around, something you thought was true or whatever turns out to be like, what? Wait a minute. So it sounds a little wacky, but then again, you rewind the last 5 years and there's a whole bunch of shit that was the gold standard of whatever, and it turned out to be total horse shit. So, but
Okay.
I was talking about the COVID shit before, but I'm another one of those guys that somehow stayed in the Pentagon without getting the shot because I weaseled my way out of it. But it's right. Nice.
Pure blood. Blood.
Good take.
Yeah.
Good take. Thank you, Chris. Ryan, what the fuck happened in Russia? Is it true? No.
I like a good conspiracy theory, but I have a tough time believing that aliens are coming down, turning us regular folks into stones. So I'm going to have to say it's no. I agree with you that it's probably some effed up training accident over in Russia, and they had to carve it up in a creative manner, and they got creative. So be it.
Good take. Good take. Buddy, what you got?
I feel like you guys are just not reading between the lines.
Oh, let's go.
What I think. Because if you look at that whole story in a different perspective,
outside the box.
First of all, everybody knows that the Russians throw e-tools at everything, and that's how they kill it. So surface-to-air missile, I think not. Sharp-ass e-tool, possibly. Now, let me tell you what actually happened, because I have been trained on how to read between the lines. Russians, they're out patrolling, eating their borscht or whatever it is they eat. Wing an e-tool at this UFO. Ping, knock it down. It crash lands. A bunch of really lonely aliens jump out because they've been light years traveling around the galaxy, and they start merging into one, hissing, getting super excited. Boom. And it doesn't say it turns the soldiers to stone. It said it turns them into stone poles. Ding. They got that alien Viagra in them. That's the stone pole. They're just running around for over 8 hours, needing to call a phone number. That's all that happened. They're fine.
Ah.
Everybody's good now. They're just running around, hyped up, horned up Russians just running around.
All right.
You guys just think the worst. You got to go back into your gutter. It's just the gutter. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
That was a weird intergalactic, maybe not so straight sex ring that just happened. Zoltan.
Well, intergalactic orgy buddy, if you will, huh?
Basically, a Russian intergalactic orgy is what happened. And they got turned into stone prior to getting probed.
Galactic Epstein Island over there.
Boom. Yeah. Oh.
The Siberian tangle.
Are we still live? We said Epstein Island. Are we still live? Yeah, we're good.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah, we're good. Hillary's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah. Nick, what's your take, man?
Yeah, and again, it's been a month since I've been able to say this, but again, saying my opinion
Here comes the most educated,
because I'm the most educated one in the group, and I am allowed to listen to everybody else talk, and I get to kind of put it together and then break out something that actually makes sense.
Piggyback a little bit.
Yeah, piggyback. Behoove you all to listen, but before I do that, we got Stacy Sexton coming in from Ohio, and David Gray. All right, the field artilleryman from 82nd Airborne says UAP, woke UFO. He has a point there, and I'm listening. I'm going to go a little bit with what Chris was saying of we don't really know what's real anymore, but Ryan, he's close. Buddy, I think is the closest. All right, I think we have some kind of orgy going on here, but. This was definitely induced by vodka. All right, so
bad vodka, not 10th Mountain vodka, which would have kept them from being involved in a gay sexual
right.
Vodka or drugs, maybe drugs, maybe.
No, not drugs. No? I'm just saying
No.
they were sipping some. So they're not the real potato vodka from 10th Mountain, but they were sipping on some other vodka. Right, and it's cold as fucking Russia. They got them out there.
Slevo shit. We used to.
You got them out there patrolling out in the woods somewhere, getting chased by tigers and stuff like that. They don't want to be there, so of course they're gonna get all fucked up. Because they don't know. And then again, I think they were throwing e-tools at this thing, and they came down. And I agree, but Buddy finally said it. He didn't want to say it because he's kind of in the closet, but they were gay aliens.
Oh,
right, so they
Aliens.
Galians. Yeah.
Aliens.
So I'm gonna go with a gay sex orgy, and I think the ones that didn't want their reputation, I think they killed everybody else.
Hey,
there's only 2 that survived out of the 25.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They were like, hey, look, they were all gay. They
There's
worked for the
nothing wrong
fatherland.
with being a gay alien, by the way. If you're a gay alien, love is love. It's fine. You can be a gay alien. Be a gay alien.
Dave picked up on what I was saying. There was only 2 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 2 left were the ones that couldn't let this secret get released that they had butt sex with aliens.
They couldn't.
Right. So and again, do I know what butt sex with alien feels like? No. So I'm not going to judge them. Could have been phenomenal, right? But it just.
My question is, they're called humanoids. Do humanoids have a specific sex? How do you guys know it's gay sex? It might have been female humanoids and male soldiers. Who knows?
It could have been an alien with an XYZ chromosome. Yep, for sure.
All right. Well,
just don't jump to conclusions.
So pretty much everybody was right except the fact they forgot about the gay people part of it. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. So good cover up.
Makes perfect sense.
I mean, I see perfect logic. I see perfect logic in it. Yeah, fuck Hamas, bro.
Yeah.
What's up? So, come fight me if you don't like.
Anyhow, yeah, buddy. Before we get to our guests, what you got for us today?
Okay, so
this better be good, man. We've had 30 days off.
Yeah, we got a lot of viewers right now. We're steady. So
they're
let's
excited.
go.
Are we good? Can we calm down?
Up for them.
So we can talk about
I'm just saying.
cap? Are we gonna? Are we going to continue to? Okay, cool.
Across
Anywho,
all of our
I'll interrupt you.
platforms.
I'll interrupt you one more time, buddy. Just
Yeah. So as you guys know, I did go get married, and it was in France. The south of France. It's hot in the south of France.
Near Monaco.
That being said, now the Olympics are taking place where? France. Coincidence? I think not. I think they're just following me around. Also, the Tour de France, same time. Whatever.
Free publicity.
I'm not here to say that I'm a trendsetter, but I found France.
You're a celebrity,
before
buddy.
The Olympics
Sounds
and
like
the
it.
Tour de France this year, I was there. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. Anywho, but what I did notice is that, like, you hear from the Olympics, like, they're all bitching about the air conditioning, and they don't use air conditioning that much in Europe. Like, there's just not a lot of it.
That's why they moved to America.
In France, and there's just not a lot of it. My family was there. God love them, but they're from Alabama, and they love them some air conditioning. I love a little air conditioning myself, but I've noticed that people keep blaming climate change, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's so hot outside, and it's so this outside," and I feel like we need a little PSA, a little reminder from veterans to all of you other, like, civilians that might be watching. Maybe just spread this out. It's not that it's getting way hotter. It's the fact that you sit in a 70-degree room 24 hours a day, and then when you go outside and it's
hot as
25 or 100 degrees, it's always been 100 degrees. It's the fucking summer, everybody. Hello! Hate to fucking break this news to you. It's the summer. It's hot. It's hot as fuck outside. In Tennessee, it's not only hot, but it's humid. I feel like I walk outside, get smacked in the face with a little wet blanket that's about 100 degrees outside. It's hot. But you got to go outside. You got to do what old First Sergeant Cox used to say, get acclimatized.
Oh.
You got to go out and get acclimatized. You've got to be outside where it's 100 degrees so that, guess who's not bitching about global warming and about it getting hot? People from the Sudan, because they're just out there digging it, just out clumping around, running
chasing lions,
running 1 mile in fucking 3 minutes and 36 seconds in 120 degrees. They don't notice that it's hot. You know why? Because they're just trying to get to the next puddle of water. Maybe if you weren't so soft, if we were so damn soft, get outside.
Alabama came out there.
Brian and Chris are outside right now. They don't even have air conditioners on in their cars.
Get outside, touch some grass.
They don't. They're just getting hit with greenhouse gases and sun just coming through the window. They don't care. You know why? Because they're hard as woodpecker lips. Get outside. Get acclimatized. Stop being such a little baby. It's not that you need air conditioning. You need to get away from air conditioning. Set your air conditioner to about 95 degrees. Get it nice and warm. Then when you go outside, I'm gonna tell you what my mom used to tell me back when we lived in Alabama in like 85, 86. Go outside. Are you hot inside? Go outside. Then come back inside. You'll be cool when you do that. Boom. That's it. Stop being such a baby.
Buddy, to your point, I'm in my truck right now, and my phone turned off right when we got on the show here because it overheated. I'm fine. My phone overheated, though. I'm fine.
It's not global warming. It's just everything is you're pussified. Everybody's pussified. Stop.
My phone is soft, like Chris said. That's right.
You hear that, Apple? You're not really.
That's an Android. It's an Android.
It's an Android. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So to sum it all up, go touch some grass.
Remember
go
my
plant some
first
trees,
phone.
huh?
So sum it up. You know what you got to do? You got to go outside about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You got to go for about a 3-mile run. You got to show your body who's boss sometimes.
Yeah. And
that's what you got to do.
Buddy's all health conscious now too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You probably are doing that shit.
Yeah.
I ran like a mile like a couple months ago. Oh, fuck, that shit killed me, bro.
You see me running, you better start running because
Yeah.
run no more.
Yeah.
To say that I'm jogging now is like I'm jogging. My dog is walking and looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, why are you going the thing? And I'm like, hold up, partner. Like, I'm
20-minute mile. Yeah, nice little jog.
You know what? I crushed it the other day at about a 10-minute mile, and I went 3 miles straight for 10-minute miles, and I was like, "Look at you, stud!" Yeah,
Good for you.
and I thought about it, and I was like, "This is about the pace of my very first PT test when I joined the Army."
Yeah. Hey, we got Carmone Armacana coming in from we got two operators on here, so you guys might be able to know where this is from. Tuta, Bong County?
Toyota Bong County?
I thought it was Toyota Bong County first.
Toyotas in that county?
Well, they do have a Toyota plant in Alabama, but
they do. Huntsville, what up?
Tuta Bong County. Well, hey, welcome from Tuta Bong County. I've never been there.
Sounds like a great place.
Pretty cool. And then we got Mike Atch, who Mike Atch has not been on the comment thread in a long time. And he's back. He says, I caddy golf in this shit in DC for entitlement assholes every day. It's hot as fuck. Mike, it's your fault. All right.
Water.
Go get some water.
Hey,
and then then go make enough money to join that club so that other people can caddy for your entitled ass.
Okay, here, you know what? Here's the thing. I didn't say it, but I should say it. We have lost
Love you, Mike.
The field craft of being hot. Like, you're hot, cool. Put salt on your food. Drink water. Go outside.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, buddy. That you're definitely wrong that it hasn't gotten a little warmer, but
get a little warmer than what I saw a thing on the news the other day.
Yeah, we're on.
No.
I'm just saying. In our lifetime, I'm not talking about the world cycles.
No. Hold on.
I'm holding.
I saw a thing on the news the other day. The news reporter said that it was the hottest day or summer or whatever ever. Like, period. Ever. Right?
Ever.
And I was like, ever? Like, ever. Like, even when that giant fucking meteor hit in, like, the Gulf of Mexico and destroyed, like, the whole earth and the dinosaurs went away. Ever? I don't think ever. That's a long time.
That's why I said recorded history, buddy.
Documented, recorded. Yep.
Yeah. But you can't. But the world is older than recorded history.
I'm trying to agree with you. I'm just
I got a buddy that just learned to write the other day.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're wearing this shirt. Show the shirt.
Buddy,
you're doing it. You're
doing
it.
Stop being a trigger pansy.
All right.
You can get that at shop.veterantrashtalk.com. There you go.
Yeah. And no, I gotta agree with you that, like, you just gotta get outside sometimes, right? And it's like, that AC is legit. Like, it is. Like I said, that is why the people traveled from Europe to America in the 1600s was for AC. Everybody knows it, right? So it's. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Chris or Ryan? What do you think about is it the fact that we're just soft because of AC, or is there actual climate change?
I don't know. I'm with. Oh God, I can't even read you guys' names on the screen.
You're okay. Just call him fuckface and douchebag.
Yeah.
Is it Brody?
red shirt guy. You just say buddy. Red shirt guy.
I'm with him, man. I don't know. I love when these scientific minded folks say we know for sure. I'm like we've only known shit for about 100 years or so, like really known things, and even then we don't know what we know. So maybe it's a little warmer, but. I don't know. I mean, 30 years when I was young, 30, 40 years ago, Captain Spock Dr. Spock was saying that we were going to have a new ice age. So, that was the reality then. So,
and it got cold as fuck one year. You know what I'm saying? He was close.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. My dad actually pointed out to me, it's like, and it didn't make any, it blew my mind when he said it. And I was like, wait a second, you are right. He's like, all the records that we're breaking for heat are from like 1903. And it's like, well, wait a second. So then it was hotter then, or as hot then as it is now. And there were no cars or cows or there were cows, but there were no like cars and billions of people. And it was still
a shitload of people. Yeah.
It was still hot as shit. Like, that's weird.
I've got two takes on this. The first take is, if there is global warming and the ice is all melting and the ocean's rising, then why are all the politicians still buying beachfront property?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True.
The Obamas moved right here to the vineyard near me.
Right.
Think about that. And then also, if there is global warming, and if we are increasing a temperature or two here and there, I think it's giving ourselves as a human population way too much credit in the whole scheme of the universe that we have something to do with this increasing temperature 1 or 2 degrees over the last 50 years or whatever it's been. So I think maybe if it is, it's just a universal thing, and so be it. It's going to correct sometime, but I really don't think it's because of what we're doing necessarily. So.
Yeah, old Megan Trenton. I don't mean old. I mean Megan Trenton, our old follower, comes on for once and says, "I think we all know politicians aren't the smartest." LOL, which is Zennial for laugh out loud.
They are pretty good at making money, though. It seems like
right.
If you can become a multi-millionaire,
I just want to say how far Megan has come since I've known her. Right, to where like she now doesn't like politicians anymore. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad we've got to know each other.
We'll have her on in 2 weeks.
Well, but 4 years ago, she would have cut me for saying anything conservative. So we're good.
Well, that's not because Megan has started to like you did anything. That's because Megan has started to get a lot of her own money now, and she's like, wait a second.
She started paying taxes.
Shit. What?
Yeah.
She become bougie now. She's like, whoa.
Oh, easy. Hey, maybe those guys can go get a job themselves, like I did.
Shit, I'll hire them.
Yeah.
But you guys know when liberals become conservatives, right?
When they get a paycheck?
You know when liberals become conservatives, it's when they have something to conserve.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, it's easy to give other people's money away.
I got a family friend. They will remain nameless. I could name Megan because she was on the chat thread. But they were like Harvard graduate, okay, veterinarian, okay, very skilled, very awesome, right? She goes and she starts working on some animals, right? Starts bringing in some serious cash, and she asks her very conservative brother, "Hey, I thought my paycheck was supposed to be like $13,000 a month." And he goes, "You know all those beautiful programs that you like? Who the fuck do you think pays for them?" Like, oh yeah, it's coming out now. So congratulations to anybody who makes money and continues to employ everyone else. We love you. Yeah. But anyways, let's speaking of jobs, let's transition. All right, to our guest. And we have Ryan from 10th Mountain Whiskey, right? Which is obviously they've been our partner for like 4 years. And thankfully, I am the only one that lives in a state that he can ship to. So I have been reaping all the benefits of this partnership.
We're going to fix that after this show. We're going to get that situated.
Yeah. But as you can see,
too, so.
Yeah, it's front and center. And I just want to say that what 10th Mountain Whiskey does for the veteran community, what they have done, again, we can all say, 22 push-ups a day, we support vets, but actions speak way louder than words and phrases and everything like that. And 10th Mountain Whiskey has been with us all the way.
Since the beginning.
Yeah, and I will call Ryan and say, "Hey, we're doing this. We're sponsoring this bike ride across the United States. Can you come help?" And there wasn't even a hesitation, right? It was like, "Yes, we will come help," right? And who's there at Coronado Island at the finish of that race? We got Ryan there, the owner, and we stopped in Golden, Colorado, had a great time, had a tent there. It was absolutely phenomenal. But that's like just the little things. But again, the actions speak louder than words. And 10th Mountain Whiskey, correct me if I'm wrong, started on where 10th Mountain started in World War I, right?
Yeah, World War II. Close, yeah, World War II.
Yeah, World War II. And so a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, why isn't it New York?" Because that's not where they were founded. That's not where they started. And they have tremendous spirits that obviously I partake pretty much every day because I live in a state where I can ship to, and it's great. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, Ryan, for everything you do for veterans, for active duty, right? Not just veterans. You do a lot for active duty as well. So if you're anytime you are in Colorado and it's up in Gypsum, correct?
That's correct. You got it. Just a little bit outside of Vail.
Yeah. Anytime you are up there, please stop in there. And if not, go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com and
10thwhiskey.com.
10thwhiskey.com.
Ryan, don't you have a store in Vail also?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a tasting room right at the base of Vail in Vail Village. We sure do. Yeah.
Sure do. I know.
But Ryan is definitely
there. What?
right. Yeah, Ryan and 10th Mountain are definitely not posers. They're not just throwing a paycheck at, we care for veterans. I donated $10,000. No, they do donate money. They do donate a lot of things, but they also come up and they show up and they're there. Great Americans. Thank you, Ryan. And because of this partnership, I saw something come across my Facebook feed, and it was this hero to hero thing with a bourbon and a fundraiser. And I was like, damn, man, this looks pretty legit. So I reached out to Ryan. I said, hey, man, we got to get these guys on the show. We got to find out who they are and see if we can get them some publicity and some help and doing what they're doing. And then, obviously, Ryan say no here. But no, he said yes right away. And I got to look at the bios of the Shays. Okay. And I was like, fuck. I was like, it's another NSW. Like, here we go. Like, son of a bitch. But then I was I was able to breathe. I was able to exhale. And I was like, okay, so he wasn't good enough to write a book or do a movie. So like, he just decided to do real things. Right. And
he's our fourth one on the show, right? Fourth or fifth?
We got fourth or fifth. Yeah. I mean, we got our comic book seal in Italy. He's always awesome.
He's wild. Yeah,
he's wild. But no, hey, Chris, obviously a Navy SEAL who went through the hardest 9 weeks in the Navy, which is, like,
but
not that long in Army terms, because like I think our truck drivers go through 9 weeks of combat training.
Hey, to be fair, as it was pointed out earlier, we don't want to talk about people behind their back. They do.
Right.
They do have to take the weekends off, though.
They do. I didn't get it. Buddy and I were on Coronado Island. I'm like, hey, you guys in Buzz? Like, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we're laundry. It's like, laundry.
Saturday, man.
We got the weekend off. Like, wait, you what? You got the weekend off?
Weekends
yeah,
off.
man.
Like, I packed 37 pairs of underwear to rotate them every 2 days in my training, but it's like, it's laundry. Like what?
I just stopped wearing underwear. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. You just don't wear it, right?
Yeah.
You clean your rifle.
Welcome to the show, Chris. Welcome.
But
to
anyways, he has started something that is freaking phenomenal. Hero to Hero, which specializes in always correct sending service members to first responder world to where they can continue their start a new career as they get out. But hey, Chris, welcome. Ryan, welcome to the Dumpster Fire. I always love to have you, Ryan. Chris, welcome for the first time. Tell us a little bit about your service and what got you motivated, what you got going on.
Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate having me. And Ryan, thanks for the invite. And just a real quick shout out to Ryan. We stumbled in. We were out there for a trip and stumbled into his tasting room. And I was actually talking shit to the guy that runs his bar there because I couldn't see all the military memorabilia. I just saw like a couple things. I'm like, hey, you guys need more shit on the walls. The guy's like, look around the corner. And then there's all like SEAL Team 8 and a whole bunch of stuff up there. And I go, all right, got it. And he says, well, I do this thing. I said, do you guys do anything for veteran organizations? And Ryan, the guy took my card, and Ryan reached out to me within days and set up a bourbon, what do we call it? A tasting and then a barrel pick. Yeah. It was like overnight, like happened. It was awesome. It took us a while longer to get our shit together on our end than it did for him and his people. That's for sure. But thank you very much for that. So Hero to Hero was was my brainchild, if you will. I was on the third. I retired as a warrant officer, right? So I was on the 30-year plan to finish my bachelor's degree. Yeah, and so my wife finally kicked me in the ass. We just freaking finished. You got like 100 and whatever hell credits. Like just finish. So you got if you want to do something else. And I was going to be a lawyer. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to be a big businessman, all these other things, and get my MBA, and when regardless, I had to do in finishing up, I had to do a capstone program for, combining my EMS and fire service and my military service. Because I don't know if you guys know, I was was a reservist who bounced back and forth from active duty for a bunch of years. Also been on the fire department for the last 15, which they like to tease me that I've got less time in the building than the guys that have been on the job for 6 or 7 years because I've been gone for
Sure.
Uncle Sam so much. Like the last 5 years were in the Pentagon, so that was where this kicked off, and doing that capstone, I could have done a 10-page paper that would have went in the same place that everybody else's 10-page papers, right in the shit can, or I could do a project. And one of my EOD buddies bumped into me in the hallway one day, and he was like, "Hey," he was closer to getting out. He was like, "Hey, you got to check the skill bridge stuff out, man. When you're getting out, you can get up to your last 6 months and go intern or train or whatever with a company." And I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what they have for police and fire." You know what I mean? Kind of just thinking about that, and dug into it. There was actually pretty little, and I was all fired up. I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get this going. We'll get this set up, and I'm in DC. I'll be able to talk to the big unions, talk to the politicians, and get everything all lined up." And then COVID happened, so it kind of went to a screeching halt. But in the middle, in special operations, we talk about access and placement. The one good thing for me was the folks that run the skill bridge program for the entire DoD were right in the same building, and I had the nickname of the mayor of the Pentagon because I was a team guy warrant. I was like a one of one in the Pentagon, like 25,000 people. There was like one SEAL in uniform that was a warrant officer, and so like I would always walk into high-ranking officers' offices and stuff, and I get like the dog whistle, the dog hearing a whistle look like, what the fuck is that? Which it gave me the opportunity to talk with a lot of people and get a lot of good stuff done. But I was able to get in there, get approved from DOD in like 2 days, where other folks were taking 9 months, a year plus, and not getting anything done with them. But sometimes when you're able to stand in front of people's desks and be pleasantly persistent, guys like, hey, I ended up bullshit with some guy who was like a retired master chief from Groton, Connecticut, and I had my Navy career started out in Groton, Connecticut, and we started bullshitting and whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, bring that paperwork down tomorrow. I'll have it signed tomorrow." He was like the acting Undersecretary of Defense for Education. He freaking signed it off the next day. So we kind of hit the ground running, but it was a thing we were doing nights and weekends, mostly myself, and then my wife started helping me, whatever we could do on a full-time basis. But just started cold calling people and got our listing up there on the SkillBridge website. And folks that want to become police, fire, EMS, come to us, and we work out ways to get them hired, get them into academies, and partner up with departments around the country. I'm gonna have to go back inside.
I'm gonna cut you off. That's it sounds brilliant. Like, so because I'm vaguely familiar since I retired in 2022 about SkillBridge, and I know that we utilize SkillBridge in our company that I consult for. So you're saying that you can apply for a SkillBridge, and so for 6 months before you get out, they come to you, and do they train? Do they do is it just getting prepped for becoming a first responder in whatever field they want, and then you try to find them a job?
So what it is we actually try to, so a lot of police and fire academies are running, and we try to link them into their application processes and get them plugged into a hiring process. And then during SkillBridge, they'll go to said police fire academy. We hook up with a couple of EMS institutions that'll put them through, EMT and even paramedic. There's so we get them to do the training, and then intern if there's time left over, work for the department, on the job training type of deal.
So you guys are kind of like a middleman. Like you send people, they come to you and then they go to whatever business or job or work you got. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I like
because
that.
There's just so many. I mean, being in the military, especially in the Puzzle Palace for the last 5 years, I have like my PhD in what do you call it? Well, bullshit, first of all, but bureaucracy. And being on on the civilian side too, doing the civilian civil service kind of thing, understand the bureaucracy on both sides, which are a lot, especially the young guys, or even the other guys that have been in the military. I got a MARSOC E8 that's coming out now, and he's like knows his job inside out and backwards. But then when going to get into this process, it's just a whole nother world of like plugging back into a new process and what are the ins and outs, and we just try to help massage that process and cut through as much of that bureaucratic BS as much as possible.
What's your take on MARSOC? Are they really special operations?
I had a couple of them work when I was down at the embassy in Mexico City. I had a few of them work for me, so they were good dudes.
Notice he didn't say yes right away, people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
He just said they were good dudes.
Good dudes.
Yeah.
They were good dudes.
They're good dudes. They do some good shit. Unfortunately, they are the redheaded stepchildren of SOCOM. That's for sure.
For sure they are. And then, hey, anybody watching from MARSOC, BigGirlVeteranTrashTalk.com. Like, oh, buddy got a thumbs down.
No idea what's going on right now.
Yeah. I've never seen that before. But hey, anybody, you can email any MARSOC guys out there. Email me. We'll box. It's fine. You might win. You probably will win because I'm freaking old and disabled. I'll still box you. So, but I don't think you'll email me. I don't think you will.
I've got some MARSOC buddies that I went to the Q course with, and they don't have their own with ours for MOS training, and I mean they are what they are. They're just a young version of the Navy / Marines trying to get a job in doing the same thing that the Army Special Forces do. Like,
right.
They're just competing for the same thing, but they're like a platoon work instead of a team.
Shout out to the Raiders.
They could just come over and be a BSF. It's too bad Chris got off.
Yeah, too bad he got off. I did have a follow up for that for Chris.
I have a question also for Chris, but it's not the MARSOC question. It's
it was related to Skill Bridge. Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So what he's talking about, there he is, kind of.
He's
undercover. Come on, guys.
Come on, he's underwater. He's underwater right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
He got tired of all that heat outside. He had to go inside for the air conditioning.
Yeah, global warming.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, I have a question for you though. So the EMT, first responder, and police officer stuff. That's all, very local, county, or state derivatives. You know what I mean? Do you have any
spell derivatives
programs, especially for guys that may not be doing 20 years, but doing like 10, 11, whatever, and then getting out? But with federal agencies so they can carry on their federal time for like either policing or like, the agency or FBI, whatever.
We've looked into that a little bit, and it's definitely a goal someday. But a lot of the federal agencies already have. They should have some sort of skill bridge pathway for folks, but it's not easy to figure out. So would like to do that. We did get one guy hired as a park ranger. He was a retiree though, but he got hired as a park. So federal service again, but. Our niche right now is definitely the local departments, because most of the guys and gals like want to go back to their hometown. They want to raise a family. They want to kind of get there. You go to DEA, FBI. You're going to be. It's almost like the military. You're going to be bounced around for the needs of the agency. So not a priority for me right now, but it's not an out of the question thing. Yeah. It's just not something we're kind of concentrating on. If I'm
that local, state, and all that take up a lot of time anyway, just because it's a lot bigger than.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 50 states, right? And you got no two departments do things exactly the same. Forget about from like cities, state to state. They start, the way California does fire is way different than New England does fire versus Texas and Florida. So, but we're learning. Go ahead.
So does Hero to Hero make it so that instead of each of those departments having to become part of the skill bridge, they basically go to you?
They're a middleman.
All of those departments can come to you and be a part of your organization easier than it is to become part of the going through becoming a part of the skill bridge and kind of bogging the system down with a ton of people. You guys just filter them.
Right. I'll put it to you this way. The DoD skill bridge MOU is 17 pages. Ours is 1. So fill in the blank. Police agency signs up with us. They're filling out a 1-page MOU, right? And we try to get stuff done. We handle the 17-pager. And I think the rub with a lot of the departments too is they're going to get onesie twosies here and there, right? They're, unless it's one of the bigger departments, then they can actually dedicate staff to run this. I don't see how it would be worth it for them to handle these kids or these folks on a one-off basis, without having somebody who's dedicated to do that. Some of them try to do it, but not many have been successful with it, just because of
it would have to be a huge like the NYPD or the LAPD or something like that. Local would be hard.
Yeah, the funny thing about them is their bureaucracies, their bureaucracies and their unions.
It's a hard word to say.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I wish it was harder for most people, but they make it hard for themselves as well because there's so many layers. Exactly. But
so how would if say there's a police chief or deputy chief or something like that
what's your point, buddy?
Across this show and wanted to get in touch with Hero to Hero, how would they do that to get over?
The easiest way is go right on the website and there's an info at.
I could have given you that answer too, buddy.
Find out more on the website. I'm not sure if my phone number.
Plug the show, Dave.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Can you let him answer the
so people
question?
are watching? Well, welcome to the dumpster fire. How can we help you, Chris? Yeah. Where can people come to your website and help out?
www.hero2hero.org, and very easy to get in touch with us that way, and we'll point you in the right direction. If typically we have
What is the success rate? What is the success rate that you got? Do you guys track that with the individuals that go on skill bridge? Because I know go ahead. Yeah,
what do you know? No, Dave. I want to know what you know.
Well, I've seen is a lot of people that have done skill bridge. They do it just to get home. They kind of I'm home. This is the last 6 months where I can take off work. I'm not going to be successful at this job. I don't give a fuck, but it's free 6 months. I'm still getting paid by the military. What is the success rate?
Real estate and having to go to the police academy, though, Dave.
Well, yeah, 100%. There's differences in all the jobs, and like I said,
make it personal, buddy.
Yeah, what is the success rate? And then the people that are applying, are you seeing more? It's a 2-part question. Are you seeing more individuals that are retiring that are applying for skill bridge, or guys that are doing 3-4 years and applying for skill bridge? It's a very good question.
So to the first question,
a great question.
Thanks, buddy.
So
I had more great questions than Buddy last year. Sorry.
Last season.
This is like being at the fire department. I like this.
That's great. It's a dumpster fire.
It's exactly what you're in.
Exactly right. So first question, success rate for the folks that have come to us. We've had, other than a couple that have dropped out, everybody else has made it through training. So
nice.
Good to go. In terms of getting in touch with departments, that can be hit or miss. I think it's one of those things like build it and they will come. As we're having success, you're having more departments these guys got this guy or gal for free to go to the academy, because it's a win for the departments too. Like if they come with us and I have them for say the academy's 3 or 4 months, and we get them on SkillBridge, like the department's not paying, the city or town's not paying any pay or benefits for that time. So it's a win for the local community as well.
Yep,
Getting some of them to pull their heads out of the butt for that's amazing. Because I have people like, well, we can't do that. We got to pay them. I'm like, no, you can't pay them. It's actually not allowed.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. Correct. Yep.
Right. We have had some tire kickers, like you said, trying to get home just to get home. But only like one or two, and I've kind of had told them
Good
to
for
pack
them,
sand.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, good for them, but it's like not what we're trying to do. Like, hey, go find the the solar pan, one of the 500 solar panel installer companies. You can go to the training for
Tons of them.
12 weeks and get off after that. But
Hey, Chris, sorry if that was when I dropped for a minute. But how many people go through the program every month or every year, or how does that look?
So far we're upwards of about 45 to 50 folks now that have gone through a program, actually start to finish, and become policemen, firemen, or EMTs, and we have kept it small because we're small in terms of, like, as I understand the numbers that Skillbridge advertised, about 200,000 people either get out or retire a year, right? And if you figure 5 to 10% of those want to go into some sort of first responder roles, we're looking at 10 to 20,000 people that, I'll say when we get our stuff together, are out there. There's that kind of market out there for folks. A lot of logistics there, though, and I need to raise money and hire more people. It's one of those things. We're building it slow, but as we build it, we see having organizations and partnerships in all 50 states in all three of those fields. That's the dream someday. We have about, because I know that probably spurred another question. We have about 12 or 13 states that we're in right now. Connecticut, Virginia, a bunch of New England. We've done stuff in Ohio, Indiana State Patrol, a couple folks in Texas. We've done some EMS stuff down there in Florida, Virginia, of course, because we were down there. And I think we have one in California, a couple in Colorado that we've worked with. So it's getting there, but it's all kind of grassroots, if you will. Not the Kamala Harris grassroots, but actual grassroots that we're building it from the ground up. And
quick shout out to Kamala.
Not Chuck Schumer telling the people, you guys really voted for this. This was grassroots. Believe it. Yeah, no. Anyways, sorry to get off on that tangent.
Open a can of worms.
Yeah,
I may need to go down to the basement and get my 12th mountain.
I love what the old Don just said. He's like, I'll try to do my best Don impression. Big beautiful speech, right? Like we know that she was Indian and now she's black. Okay. Apparently, I respect all of them. Apparently, she doesn't respect any of them.
That was a great line. That was a good line.
Oh my God! Oh my!
What a shit show right now. Yeah.
We are eating it. That's going to be the honesty gap next week. Good.
Chris, is that Chris? Say so. 50 people have come through since what in the last 2-3 years? How long have you guys been around?
Last 2-3 years. I mean, it's starting to. It's picking up. I mean, the word of mouth thing, and what we're doing is catching on in places, but we haven't gone full hog with like trying to get to bases and get with TAPS folks and all that stuff, because I don't want to be that guy that, like, or at least I didn't want to be that guy that created a new widget and I got 5,000 on the shelf and I get on Amazon and I got 500,000 orders. I got 5,000 happy customers and a shitload of pissed off ones. So, we're trying to ramp up slower than faster, but we hooked up with a marketing company local here that's we think we're going to be expanding our efforts and operations here to a great deal over the next 6 months or so.
What would help you guys to process more? Because you said you had 17.
Yeah. What do you need?
Yeah. Would you guys be looking for people that wanted to volunteer?
Somebody could be watching that can answer this need. They're listening.
Like help you fill out paperwork, or you know what I mean?
Because,
Buddy, turn your phone off.
It's a lot.
Somebody's dinging.
That's my computer, actually.
Good job, buddy.
You're royalty now. You got to answer.
Everybody tries to text while I'm on the show. It's always the thing.
What do you do? Well, we're a little over because we were late, but Hey, Chris, how can we help you? How can we help you?
So I think as I'm working with a fellow that's helping with like a business plan and kind of like, hey, what the piece we need, and the conversation always comes up is like, hey, this is a very different. If there's 20 grand in the bank, if there's a 200 grand in the bank, it's a very different conversation. We can hire people, things like that. Could use folks that have, understand military jargon, because one of the things when we're looking at applications, like somebody comes to me, they're like, hey, I want your last 3 fit reps or evals, whatever your service does. I want your last 3 fitness scores. Look at your ASVAB scores if you're enlisted, that type of stuff. And folks that have been in the military for a bit at least know what that stuff looks like and kind of know where that what you're looking at. I mean, we don't toss many people out, but if they've gotten 3 crappy fit reps in a row, they're probably not the person that I want being the forward-looking face of our organization. But we don't have a lot of those. Could use help with stuff like that. Fundraising obviously is a big need of ours. And like I said, we're finishing up with a marketing company that's going to help us kind of, I can talk to people all day long. We can process applications, but like actually getting out there and getting in front of donors and getting in front of those, getting those pieces in place is what we're working on.
Nice. Hey, I like what you guys. I really, really like what you guys are doing. I think it's freaking phenomenal. But Veteran Trash Talk will support any event that you have. All right, we'll come out there and do a podcast live from it, something like that. And again, it just takes one. It just takes one show. All right, we never know when it's going to happen. All right, one show, somebody watches, they pay attention, they get invested. Right. Again, we all know that, especially for the combat arms guys, it's hard to transition, especially like what Buddy said, from the 3 to 4 year to 10-year veteran to where they didn't do the full 20, so they still got a lot of legs in them left. What are they going to do after that? How are they going to continue to serve? Right. No, it's a phenomenal program, Chris. I'm so glad that I got connected with you and saw it. So we're definitely going to help.
Appreciate that
for sure. So you let us know whenever you got something coming up and you need publicity. Guess what? Veteran Trash Talk. And Gruntworks, which is like 1 million followers. It's free, right? So just let us know what you have, and we'll throw it out there.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. I think we might do. We were talking about doing a pitch for call it 9/11 for 9/11 campaigns. We were talking with these marketing folks, and like Tunnels for Towers asked for folks that I think, and they've been getting $11.11 from me for like freaking wherever it is for about 6 or 7 years, and we were gonna do a campaign of asking folks like, hey, could you chip in $9.11, right? And if there's
hey, I'm gonna link it with Salute to Sacrifice. All right, so I'll email you after this show. We got he came on the fight show, our UFC fight show that's on Friday nights. He came on that last week, and they did it last year and they're doing it again this year, where they run and bike from Fort Jackson, South Carolina they stop at every stop at the Pentagon, stop at the field in Pennsylvania, and then so it's an entire trip. I'm gonna link you up with them, right, to see if there's any type of coordination there, and then again, we'll promote it. We'll promote the absolute shit out of it as much as we can. Cool. So again, I think we're doing great. So if anybody has any more questions for Chris, I can go into the AAR.
I had one.
You forgot something. Your wife stole something.
He asked me
say that.
You guys asked me about if it's younger folks or it's retirees, and so it's most of the folks we get are in the under 10-year folks, but then every once in a while we get a 20-year guy or gal that it got in at 18 to 20, and now they're 38, 40 years old with a retirement coming, and they want to that Marsoc dude is a perfect example where it's like he's going to transition up active duty, retire, and then roll into hopefully another 20-year career with a fire department or whatever. But we get a lot of folks that are in that 4 to 8 to 10 year time frame, and
interesting.
So
very awesome. And so obviously you'll get the last word before Dave closes this out. But for the AAR, I was taking notes. Not really. All right. But it turns out if you're going to bang aliens, all right,
You're gonna fuck around and find out. You're gonna fuck around and find out.
And you're not really with it. If you're not with Dave,
Medusa style,
right? Like you might turn into a rock. All right, that's all I'm saying. Like either you go in or like I'm just saying you want to bang gay aliens. I don't know how it feels. Not judging you. It is what it is. And then of course having no, go ahead.
He said he said it could be could have been female aliens. You know, we didn't know if they were.
We don't know.
First of all, there's no female aliens. Like we all know this, right?
Yeah. my bad.
This has been proven. All right. As Trump would say, everybody knows it. I've been saying it for years. All right, everybody knows it. And then we had Ryan come on, and we always love having Ryan on. And I'm 2 for 3 on showing up on time when Ryan shows up. So, like, I'm getting better at it with the time zones.
If you put down the golf clubs, you might make one on time here.
I thought I made it for an hour. I was like, I'm like an hour early, right? So like, it is what it is.
It's all good. It's all good. We're here.
Give us something about 10th Mountain, what you guys got going on. And again, if you didn't hear it earlier, this is an organization, a company that 100% backs veterans and first responders, not just with money, but with showing up with action and achieving goals. So, hey, Ryan, give us a quick pitch on it.
Yeah, well, check this out. In a month from now, on September 7th, we're having our 10-year anniversary party at the distillery. So 10 years of 10th Mountain's coming up, which is pretty fun. We have a couple live bands coming on board playing with us, a couple food trucks. We actually have 4 or 5 different military nonprofits coming to set up shop and share their mission. So, Chris, you're certainly invited out here for that. On September 6th, September 7th.
Cool. September 6th is my birthday. That'd be a good birthday present for myself.
Are we flying? Now we're talking. Buddy Dave, are we flying to Colorado on the 7th?
Sounds like it.
And September 6th is September 6th. We have an open house / media day. So if you guys want to set up shop and record a couple podcasts, certainly welcome to do that. We're going to have a lot of military in and out that day. Then also on Saturday, September 7th, we've got a 10th Mountain vet from Arizona who has a company called Scorpion Knives. A guy named Shane. He's coming up to set up shop as well. Yeah, he's coming up. So I've never met him in person, but we try to promote him occasionally on our socials. So he's going to come up and join us. That'll be fun. So put that on the calendar. 10 years of 10th Mountain. So
awesome.
All right. And then the last part of the AAR is if you didn't do anything well enough in NSW, then you have to start some type of organization to bring yourself back to the spotlight.
Exactly.
And that's what Chris has done. Couldn't make a movie, couldn't write a book, but no,
not yet.
Yeah, and again, phenomenal thing that we can do here is if you're in that range of I still got my knees and legs and back, maybe some of your back. You don't need all of it, right? Some of your back available, right? Go be a first responder, because you know what, we all have that inside of us that we want to serve and go kick ass and help out people. That's something that's a different breed, and they are the great Americans. So that's the AAR, and we'll give the last word to Chris, and then Dave can close it out.
Hey guys, Ryan, again, appreciate the invite. You guys, thanks so much for hosting. I think it's you hit on one thing about being able to serve again. What I really get a charge out of is linking these folks up with the ability to continue to serve, you know, past their military days, and you know, and I mean, bringing that sense of service back home, you know, home to their hometowns or wherever they decide to make their new hometowns, and you know, love all of our vets, you know, great Americans that deserve the opportunity to transition into something where they can continue to have that, you know, not like that, but continue to have that.
You said it.
Yeah, continue to have that sense of service and that camaraderie, the brotherhood, and you know, the same ball busting and fart jokes that were funny in the platoon hut are funny in the back of the firehouse. And then when the bell goes off, you know, it's time to get it on and get after it and help somebody who needs it. So it's good stuff, and that's what I'm looking to do with this organization. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah, freaking love it. Hey, Ryan, thanks again for coming on. I think this is your second or third time on. Obviously, we appreciate you, everything that you do for the community. Go to tenthwhiskey.com buy some awesome fucking stuff. I love their potato vodka, which Nick gets on a monthly basis, and I don't anymore.
No doubt.
We're gonna fix this after the show is done. We're gonna talk. And then Chris, what you're doing, just phenomenal work. I know I personally did Skill Bridge as well. And you know, it can be a little stressful not knowing what you're getting into, you know, needing somebody
You're a recruiter,
to
Dave.
provide that purpose and direction. Hey, I was airborne infantry as well, Nick.
Yeah, you were a recruiter. You were already at Skill Bridge.
I did end as a first sergeant in USREC. That is correct.
Ooh,
but,
the diamond.
Yeah, I had the diamond. Chris, I love what you're doing. Love to see it. You know, I think we're going to continue growing. And whenever you need us to post anything, events, stuff like that, just let us know, like Nick said, and we're going to push it and promote it because it is required. For you unit commanders that are watching, approve your guys for Skill Bridge. Okay?
Exactly.
I know there's a lot of – that's a whole discussion in itself. We probably could have talked about 20 to 30 minutes.
We could have a whole nother podcast about
absolutely.
that.
Like, you know,
let's do it.
Let your guys do that shit.
Let
your guys do that
shit
stuff. Because it is
those
super
commanders.
important to be able to get out and have something going for them. If you tuned in late, go to VeteranTrashTalk.com. All right. You can rewatch the episode on YouTube. We're shadow banned there. Give us a like, subscribe. Or you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Go to shop.veterantrashtalk.com. There's a QR code right there. You can buy our awesome merch. We're a veteran company, so we sell T-shirts, obviously. I'm wearing the Fuck Around and Find Out. Buddy's wearing Quit Being a Triggered Pansy, one of our top sellers. Stand up, buddy. Show that shirt. And then, Fuck Hamas is actually our top seller right now. So
actually, Fuck Hamas is a top seller.
Except for the fact that apparently, but we didn't even talk about the fact that.
Should we talk about it real quick? Should we put up the email that I got from our angry customer?
Oh,
Nick?
my God. Yes.
Yes, you had something to say about that. I didn't reply to him. But let's.
I love the first few words. It killed me. The dude with the faggoty rainbow shirt. It's not
buddy, echoing. Can't hear you.
Like sodomizing another rainbow. How is a rainbow faggoty? I don't get it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Take it down, Chris. Yeah, that's something that we'll talk about next week. Right? Because that's literally my book of Earl for next week.
Okay.
It was going to be this week, but I wanted the buddy to light it up. But yeah.
And sorry we lost you as a customer. Not sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go fuck yourself. Like we don't care. Like
we have that shirt too.
We make like $7 a year on shirts. So it's like good. Bye. Like
thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next Saturday.
See you guys.
Stay on.
We're